You know, when we think of someone who's highly intelligent, we usually picture someone whose life is, well, easier. They solve problems in a snap, they succeed without even trying, and they just breeze through life. It sounds like the ultimate superpower, right? But what if that's only half the story?
The reality is, for a lot of incredibly smart people, that powerful mind comes with a whole set of unique challenges. Emotional, social, you name it. And these are struggles that most people on the outside never, ever see. And this brings us right to something we can call the genius paradox. It's this huge gap between how the world sees you and what you're actually experiencing on the inside. So let's break that down. The myth is that you just ace everything, no sweat. But the reality? It's this crushing, constant pressure to always be the smart one. Everyone expects you to be perfect, which means any little mistake can feel like a total catastrophe. And that expectation from the outside, it creates a really powerful fear on the inside.
And that fear, it has a name: imposter syndrome. It's that little voice in the back of your head whispering, "I don't belong here. I just got lucky." No matter how much you achieve, you live with this nagging anxiety that any day now, everyone's gonna find out you're not as smart as they think you are.
But, the pressure from other people is only part of it. Let's talk about the internal experience. What it feels like to have a mind that is just constantly, relentlessly in overdrive.
See, for a lot of people, that powerful analytical mind can actually become a trap. It's a thing called analysis paralysis. Your brain can see 10 different paths forward, 20 potential problems, 50 different variables for just one decision. And instead of making things clearer, all that thinking just leaves you feeling completely frozen, totally unable to make a move.
And we're not just talking about big life decisions here. It's a constant state of being. You might find yourself replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, dissecting every single word, or just scrutinizing your own feelings with an intensity that is absolutely exhausting. The off switch? It just doesn't exist. And this mental overdrive often leads to something psychologists call maladaptive perfectionism. Now, this isn't just about having high standards. No, this is the toxic, unhealthy belief that if something isn't 100% perfect, it is a complete and total failure. There's no room for good enough, and that, my friends, is a one-way ticket to burnout. And the side effects keep coming. An overactive mind gets bored fast. Routine feels like a cage. You're always craving new challenges, new ideas. And you don't just accept things because that's how they've always been done. You question everything: authority, traditions, even your own most deeply held beliefs. Okay, so we've looked at the intense internal world. But how does that affect your life on the outside? Specifically, how does a mind that thinks so deeply navigate a world that, well, often loves to stay on the surface? This is the social disconnect. For you, socializing can sometimes feel like a minefield. You're dying to have a real, meaningful conversation, but you get stuck in endless small talk about the weather. Your brain is also wired to spot patterns, so you might pick up on insincerity or little white lies that other people miss completely. And all of this can make you feel profoundly alone, even when you're in a room full of people. And to make things even more complicated, there's this phenomenon called emotional contagion. See, a lot of highly intelligent people are also highly empathetic. This means you don't just sympathize with someone's pain, you absorb it. You feel it in your bones, as if it's your own. You end up carrying this heavy emotional weight that wasn't even yours to begin with. Wow. Okay, after hearing all of that, I know it might sound like a pretty bleak picture, but it is so important to reframe these struggles. They aren't a curse. They are the side effects of a very rare and powerful gift. Your ability to think so deeply, to feel so intensely, to see the world in layers that others just can't, that is not a flaw. It's your superpower. It is an extraordinary asset. The goal isn't to change how your mind works, but to learn how to manage it. It's about finding balance between all that deep thought and just letting yourself rest. It's about setting boundaries to protect your own energy. And maybe most importantly, it's about finding your people, the ones who get it, the ones who want to have those deep conversations too. And please, if you take away one thing, let it be this. If you've ever been told you're too intense or that you think too much, you need to hear this. You are not too much. You just think deeper than most. It's not a character flaw. It's the very nature of your mind. So that leaves us with one final empowering question. Instead of trying to shrink yourself down to fit into the world, how can you start building a world with your work, your relationships, your daily habits that actually fits the incredible way your mind operates?